prime time. The Supreme Court of Appeal will not rule on the powers of the public protector. The parties all agreed that the full bench should only consider the High Court ruling that SABC COO Hlaudi Motsoeneng be suspended.
This is pending the outcome by a High Court bid by the DA challenging Motsoeneng's permanent appointment.
The Hlaudi Motsoeneng matter had all the makings of a landmark case, because for the first time a Supreme Court would have ruled on the powers of the public protector.
We are far less interested, frankly, in what happens to Mr. Motsoeneng. That is a peripheral issue. But what is so important is what the effect is of remedial action, because that has implications also for many other reports produced by the public protector.
When ordering Motsoeneng's suspension, High Court Judge Aston Schippers also determined that the findings of the public protector are not binding. And it's on this basis that Thuli Madonsela's office also made submissions.
If potential complainants understand that the reports of the public protector can simply be disregarded provided there is a rational basis to do so, it really renders the body toothless. And I would submit, and I'll make this by way of submission, that it would really considerably dilute the effectiveness of the institution.
The bench argued that Judge Schippers contradicts himself. Schippers wrote in his judgment the remedial action is not binding but cannot be ignored. And instead of dealing with that discourse, the bench will only consider the rationale on suspending Motsoeneng a month before a High Court reviews the legality around his permanent appointment.
To suspend in terms of the Broadcasting Act, section 15, 2 capital A, sub 2, that power is given to the appointing authority, which is the minister.
Now, the remedial action that had been proposed by the public protector, it seems to me, in this case, respects the separation of powers.
But the DA insists an inquiry with Hlaudi at the helm won't be credible.
The disciplinary process itself will be seriously compromised if there's no suspension.
Whether you start with the disciplinary proceedings tomorrow, you just want the suspension.
Judgment has been reserved. Aldrin Simpier, SABC News, Bloemfontein.